Gta5 channel. Well, anyways, as you guessed by the video title, I'll be playing some GTA 5 while giving you my rundown and my opinion on the assault weapons. Now, I'm also going to cover a little bit of gun rights and stuff. And actually, here we go. I just remember what I wanted to pull up for that. Okay. Here we go. Alright. So, okay, got that pulled up. And I'm also going to bring up the live stream on my computer so I can see the live chat while we're progressing through this. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be some major controversy over this, but I don't mind that. If someone has an issue with it, then they have an issue with it. But as I'm waiting on the game to load, of course, I'm also going to need to turn TV down. Alright. So, on the word assault weapon. For a weapon to be considered an assault weapon, there has to be an act or some type of violence perpetrating behind that. It doesn't matter if it's just out of the blue or just walking down the road and you all of a sudden stab or punch someone in the face. That knife would be considered a assault weapon. Your fist would be considered assault. Or yeah, an assault weapon as well. It's weird how the law would classify it. Yes, I know. But a lot of things in life are really weird. This really isn't scripted out or anything, so I'm just gonna be a little.
You calling for some wheels? I'm Johnny on the spot.
But
I'll
I
hook
have
you
brought
up.
up the definition of assault, and let's make a choice on. Alright,
I'll get there as soon as I can.
But anyways, on dictionary.com, I brought up the definition of assault, and I'll probably go get a dictionary from the bookshelf and look up the assault and get something of the same definition. But anyways, here on dictionary.com, it gives you three different okay. Don't know why the radio was on in that, but that's whatever. But dictionary.com gives you three different definitions, three of which are noun, and a fourth which is a verb used with objects. As a noun, assault is a sudden or violent or even an onslaught attack. The second definition as a noun, law, an unlawful physical attack upon another, an attempt or offer to do violence to another with or without battery, as by holding a stone or club in a threatening manner. Third, noun, military, the stage of close combat in an attack. Which I don't particularly agree with that, because a lot of our military individuals, they go overseas for a reason. And hello, Firewolf. Firewolf, I am giving my take on assault weapons and diving into a little bit of the gun rights debate. Which this is very late for me to do something like this, but scrolling through Facebook, you come across a bunch of that kind of stuff. And it's something. Okay then. What's going on here with my video? Don't tell me. Okay, what the heck? I'm confused now. Why is it being difficult? Alright. Come on. Alright, I'm gonna drop a little bit. Alright. So, to me, the military individual, the gentlemen, ladies, men and women who go overseas to fight in our military. To me, I feel that women are just as capable as men. Yes, us men may have a more physical capability than some women, but it also has to go into your genetics. Some women have more physical capability than men. Just like when a woman is giving natural birth, her pain scale is ridiculous compared to what a man will ever feel. And getting back on topic, or back what I was talking to, the thing about the military, the stage of close combat in an attack, I don't think that would be, to me, I wouldn't classify that as an assault. To me, it would be classified as a way of combat. Simply put, as a combat. Yes, in the definition, it tries to specify it as a close combat. But I don't feel it's very fitting to the word. Now, if you go on here and you type in assault... Oh, actually, before I make that mistake, verb. The verb definition of assault is to make an assault upon or attack or assail. And to me, assault is a to me, assault is an action word. Kind of like, say, you're walking down the street and you assault someone with your fist. That would be assault. It would just basically be simple assault. But say you were to go and hit someone with a, say, golf club or a rock, that would then be an assault rock or assault club, because you were in action using that tool or item, just like with a firearm. Say you're walking down the street and someone decides to pull their, say, 1911 or 9mm 45 or a 380, which is all those are commonly carried by individuals who want to protect themselves or criminals who are wanting to commit robbery, murder, or some type of offense. Okay, let's see here. Alright. Hello, Lone Wolf. Welcome to the live stream. Dang it, I lost my train of thought. Where was I? Dang it, I hate it when I do that. When I lose my train of thought. Shoot. Truthfully trying to remember where I lost my train of thought at. Okay, so you look up the definition for assault weapon. You'll get a definition as a noun. any of various automatic and semi-automatic military firearms utilizing an intermediate power cartridge designed for an individual use. Compare assault rifle. And to me, really, again, assault rifle or assault weapon, to me the word assault is an action word. And ow, I just hurt my wrist just backed up. Okay. So, I'm wanting to say, I feel dictionary.com is now a leftist site just because of the definition it gives to assault rifle. It gives it as a noun, a military rifle capable of both automatic and semi-automatic. And if you don't know what semi-automatic is, semi-automatic, you pull the trigger and it'll fire off one round. The recoil will push the slide or pretty much the bolt or the slide back and automatically load in the next cartridge but not fire the second cartridge. You have to release the trigger and pull the trigger again to fire the second cartridge, and then which in turn will load a third. You have to continuously let off the trigger, apply the trigger, let off the trigger, apply the trigger. An automatic rifle is you will pull the trigger and it will fire pretty much a numerous amount of rounds, which some guns are built for a 2-round burst or a 5-round burst, or they'll go until you let off the trigger, like a I would want to say pretty much I would say a machine gun, essentially. Which if I was to look at a firearm that someone would call a machine gun, which I grew up around firearms, so I know a handful of them. I know how to deal with them. I know safety with them. And I could go out with my cousins or my mom, my uncles, friends. I could go out with them hunting, or we could go out into the battlefield of Afghanistan, Iraq, or pretty much we'll say Afghanistan or Iraq because that's where we've had the longest ongoing war, actually. And go out there, serve our country. Some weapons maybe aren't really classified as for civilian use, which I would understand, okay. But I also take the time and look at the fact that if the government or the military are armed with a higher firepower than I am, I feel that I am in danger from my government or my military. So being able to arm a civilian as well as equally to the amount of... I'm sorry, Lone Wolf, but I will not tolerate that in the live chat. Wanted to type in Allahu Akbar. To me, that's essentially you're trying to be a terrorist at that point, or trying to imitate. Lone Wolf, yes, I should calm down a little bit, but I feel strongly on this subject, which I may not seem as informed as other individuals, but I'm trying to put my opinion out there to some people who would possibly agree with it. If someone finds that they don't agree with it, then it's my opinion. And if someone can't handle someone else's opinion on a subject or a matter, then Lone Wolf, I'm sorry, but are you kidding me? You can't look at the title and understand a little bit of the subject. Which, yeah, I'm jumping all over the place talking about this, but I'm trying to make a simple point. But, again, to me, an assault weapon or assault rifle is a tool or weapon used in a crime or act of violence against another person. Getting into the gun rights thing, because since I mentioned it earlier on, I said I was going to get into a little bit of the gun rights stuff. I pulled up the Second Amendment, which is in our Bill of Rights. If you don't know what that is, take a look at the Constitution. And the Bill of Rights, the Second Amendment, which our government, the U.S. government, is actually trying to repeal. And I know plenty of people who are going to fight like hell against the government when they try to do this. But here's how it reads: the Second Amendment was adopted on December 15th, 1791. It reads, "A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed." And a lot of people, the comma between bear arms shall not be infringed. Some people who interpret the Constitution, who interpret the Constitution, call that as a moment to pause to catch your breath. To me, that's just to divide the sentences or the statements, because the right of the people to keep and bear arms. Okay, so to me, in my opinion, that is telling me that us, the people, me, my brother, my mom, my uncles, my cousins, my friends, my neighbor, or someone who lives the next state over, they all have the right, as a human being and as a person of the United States, they are, by the right that is endowed to them from their Creator, that they're able to bear a firearm or some type of tool to protect themselves from the government or the military. And some people say that it's not a right of the people, it's a right of the militia to keep and bear arms. I say, if you have a well-regulated militia in your neighborhood or in your state, what's to stop, and you are not armed as an individual, what is to stop them from trying to take something of your property or something of your right away? Let me see here. Gun laws in Congress. Alright. Okay. Newsweek.com. I don't really feel that this is a super credible site. Let's see. What? Okay. HR 4268 Gun Safety Not Sorry Act of 2017. By what it reads here, and I'm not making this site as a credible thing, because I'm not too sure on this exactly, if it's credible or not, which I don't really trust very main news things. But it reads here as follows: the legislation, first introduced by Representative Sheila Jackson Lee in November, could place a 7-day waiting period, and that basically extends 4 days more than the normal 3-day waiting period, which is also known as a cool-off period, on the purchase of a semi-automatic firearm, a silencer, armor-piercing ammunition, or a large-capacity ammunition magazine, which in many states, I'm not too sure with all, but I am aware of in California, they actually banned and outlawed for an owner of a firearm to possess a more than, I want to say, 5 to 10 round magazine, and that is including one in the chamber. Currently 10 states plus Washington, D.C. have laws requiring some kind of waiting period for prospective gun owners, even if a background check has been completed and comes back clean. Research hasn't been able to definitively conclude whether waiting periods reduce gun violence, but they could help close what, in quotation marks around close, what's known as the Charleston loophole, a gap in the law that allows a gun dealer to sell a firearm to a customer after 3 business days have passed, even if a background check hasn't been completed. The loophole created the conditions under which Dylan Roof purchased the weapon he used to kill 9 people at a Charleston church in 2016. On Tuesdays, the Supreme Court rejected a challenge to California's 10-day waiting period, upholding the Ninth Circuit's decision that the measure was constitutional. Is that seriously all for that? Rejected the challenge to California's 10-day waiting period, upholding the Ninth Circuit. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so Lone Wolf, I like guns. Lone Wolf, they go pow. Deer 95 lover, LOL. And Lone Wolf, as you are my little brother, I enjoy firearms as well, but everyone within a kind of a tight-knit circle, and I've mentioned a few times on the channel, I'm really not allowed to own or handle firearms currently in a situation that I'm in because of some stuff that happened last year. But once I get all my stuff situated, I'm able to purchase or own firearms if they're not outlawed by the government, which I feel is trying to become tyrannical. Let's see, so that was just one bill that's supposedly introduced. The third one on here is S.1916 Automatic Gunfire Prevention Act. Calls to ban bump stocks, a device that enables semi-automatic weapons to operate like automatic ones. Grew louder after the Las Vegas shooter used a dozen of them to commit the country's deadliest mass shooting to date. This bill by Senator Dianne Feinstein, Democrat from California, proposed just 3 days after the shooting, would place a federal ban on the devices. President Donald Trump said he supported such a ban in a Thursday tweet, but has directed the Department of Justice to resolve the issue through regulation by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, not legislation. The Federal Bureau has the power to regulate the devices without the help of Congress. House Speaker Paul Ryan favors the regulation route, or route, whichever. Different people pronounce that differently. To me, I feel like this bill, or this Prevention Act, it ain't gonna really help. Because they say that gentleman in the Las Vegas shooting used a bump stop, but when they showed the firearms, it didn't show one. And what a bump stop is it allows for the recoil of the firearm. It's essentially a stock attachment that replaces the current removable stock on your firearm. I think a video I seen on here at one point was the gentleman used it on a AR-15, I believe. I could be mistaken. I'm not fully credible on that. But the gentleman, he sent pretty much showed and explained what a bump stock, what it did, and in his demonstration and through his in his voiceover. That's what I'm trying to think of. In his voiceover, when he explained how a bump stock works, is it replaces the stock on the firearm that you're putting it on, or I should say applying it to. By doing so, the recoil of the firearm is then used as a way to okay. Pretty much, say you got your bullet trying to go out the gun, which I'll use as side view of the vehicle. As the vehicle moves forward, say, imagine as the bullet, the gun will go backwards into the stock. And inside the stock, a strong spring is compressed, and when that spring pushes back, it pushes the rest of the lower part of the firearm and everything forward to essentially to allow someone to push their, or you pull your finger. Dang it. If I was actually working a firearm, I could explain this a bit better through a video showing my face, but currently I really can't do that, which I wish I could find that video. I need to talk louder. Oh, well, crap. How's that? Firewolf? Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Alright. As Firewolf said, I need to talk louder, which I really can't because my grandma's in bed. But a person firing the weapon will pull the trigger once and hold their finger in the position where the trigger fired off the round, and like I explained, the firearm will push back into the bump stock, and the bump stock will push the firearm back forward. Which the bump stock will push the firearm back forward and pull it for semi-automatic. What semi-auto is best for? Well, Firewolf, some people don't know how to handle a firearm, so you gotta give a description of, so they can understand it to a degree. And I feel this is very primitive for you guys. Which I'm just being a complete technical asshole about it all. Crap, that's probably gonna get demonetized. But you know what? It is what it is. Especially when you just try and put your own opinion out there. Come on, come on. So, the bump stock will push the firearm back forwards, and in turn, keeping the figure in the firing position, it will also allow the firearm to act as a fully automatic weapon. Boy. I seriously need something to drink. Yay, Gatorade. Fantastic. Firewolf, shut up. Firewolf, well, you can't drive. What are you doing? Watching porn. Dude, seriously? You're gonna make jokes like that right now? Boy. Lone Wolf, if you're tired, go to bed. No one's making you watch the live stream. And Gta5 lover, I swear, you almost never sleep. I just have this car completely trashed, honestly. Ah, bloody hell. Well, it's not like I'm actually making any profit or money on the videos anyways. So it's not really like I'm gonna get demonetized on this video. But I might just get content restricted or something. But then again, YouTube's been cracking down a lot. Perfect parking. Yay! Time to whip it. Whip it through. Whip it through. So I think... Actually, I want to get a good, cool slide in. So I think I'm going to call this the end of the video. If you guys liked it, please hit the like button. If you guys want to see more videos, hit the subscribe and notification to help us get to our 30 subscriber and further subscriber mark. Since I'm going to try and actually do a railroad spike knife giveaway at the 30 subscriber mark. There'll be one winner, and it'll be announced over a live stream. So anyways, I'm Gta5, also known as Jeremiah, and I'll catch you guys next time.